Hello, I'm Ash from WhatCulture Gaming, and I'm here today to talk to you about the best horror game you're never going to get to play, and that of course is Hotel 626. I'm dressed like a carpet to make it more realistic. It's a hotel carpet. See? Immersion at its finest. Now, this game was a strange beast. It's been forgotten to the world of YouTube walkthroughs and gaming tutorials and all those sorts of things that remain as a relic of it ever existing when it came around in 2008. It was something genuinely quite inventive and interesting to a world of internet dwellers and a growing generation of technological dependency, and you'll see exactly what I mean as this video goes on. Utilising a range of invasive technology tricks, Hotel 626 prided itself on an atmosphere that wasn't confined to these four walls. It used things from your webcam, your microphone, and even your mobile phone, meaning that it quite literally leapt out of the screen. Perhaps actually the most interesting part of this game is that it was built entirely on the back of a marketing stunt by none other than the crisp giants themselves, Doritos. Bringing the black pepper jack and smoking cheddar barbecue flavors back from the dead, Doritos' whole thing that they did for this was making promotional packs which had a mysterious website linked onto them, namely www.hotel626.com, named because it was open 6 p.m. till 6 a.m. What a gimmick. Any other attempt to get into the website at any time that wasn't between 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. would be met with a reservation screen, and you wouldn't be able to get in unless you fiddled with your computer clocks, as all the savvy teenagers did back in the day. Now, 10 years old, the game somewhat slipped under the radar when it was released and disappeared mysteriously in 2011. So, what exactly made it so special? Hotel 626 was a genuinely inventive little horror game, especially for a flash player effort that combined cinematic cutscenes with fourth wall breaking elements, which I haven't actually seen done in many games since. The premise is simple. You wake up in the bed at 2 a.m. and have to escape a haunted hotel, traversing through different rooms filled with monstrous inhabitants. Playing in first person, you're constantly faced with an impending, tentacle-like darkness creeping in, forcing you to run wherever the hotel dictates you to. Tying together influences not dissimilar to American Horror Story and The Shining, and even the creepypasta No End House, there is some quality scares wrapped up in a classically creepy setting. And even though it doesn't really run much longer than 15 minutes, depending on how long you really want to milk it for, there's games like PT that can vouch for the quality over quantity that this sort of game offers. Of course, horror games have to abide to some cliches and narrative tropes as a simple rule of the genre. So whilst jump scares, darkness, and possessed NPCs are expected and taken with a grain of salt, it's the way that the hotel delivered its classic spooky storyline that set it apart from its competition. It only makes it all the more bizarre that a snack company funded this whole thing with seemingly no profit to be gained. As for the gameplay itself then, the very first thing you're faced with is a demonic maid locked in a bathroom. And guess what? You're locked in the bathroom too when you've got to escape. Oh shit, son. Creepy maids. Classic. She can only be escaped by using a camera flash from a camera that you handily have on you in the middle of the night and throwing that in her face to blind her so you can run off. But the only way you're going to be able to find her in the dark whilst flashing around before she actually comes and tears your face off, or whatever demonic maids do, is by listening through your headphones to the binaural sound to find out exactly where she is, and then try and pinpoint her with your flashy doodad. Moving through the rooms then, you're then faced with a satanic baby in the middle of a room, and you don't want to wake it up, so you've got to actually sing into a microphone to give the right effect to keep it all relaxed and calm, otherwise it'll wake up and come after you and do whatever creepy babies do when they wake up hungry. Don't want to find out really, do you? The game continues in much the same way, even hacking into your webcam. I say hacking, you provide the access to the webcam, but it gets into your webcam and takes pictures of you at key jump scares that are then used later in the game. So when you're in a killer's lair, you'll find Polaroids of yourself looking very shook up. It's rather novel, if not kind of embarrassing, but it's a cool idea. Perhaps the best part of it all is that entering your phone details results in an actual phone call to tell you how to escape in real time. But as many players soon found out, that wasn't actually the end of it. Once you give your phone details over, the hotel then can call you at any time and tell you that you hadn't actually escaped and that the nightmare was still going on. If anything is enough to make you shut your laptop and never look at it again and throw your phone out the window, live as a hermit in the woods, it was this game back in the day. Like, no thank you. A disappointing sequel came in the form of Asylum 626 the next year, but didn't have the same draw or creative flair that intrigued so many players the first time around. Asylum also actually required codes from Dorito packets to get inside, which was a clear marker that they were actually more after the money than they were about giving things back to their consumers as they were with the first game. It's fair enough, they need to make their money somewhere, but it kind of sucked all the fun out of it when you have to sit there with your empty packets of Doritos surrounding you as markers of what you've been through to get to the asylum. Hotel was definitely better. Playing on the anxieties of a generation growing up online then, Hotel 626 was an excellent display of how technology can actually come back and bite us right on the ass before disappearing into the ether itself. Many speculated that by using personal information, the site had actually got itself sued out of existence, or on the other hand, that it was actually so darn scary that players were worried about being scared half or fully to death, and that those that had played it had a heart attack, died, and then it'd been taken down for everyone else. Whilst either would have been probably quite a heroic ending to Hotel 626's run, neither was actually true, and the truth is far less interesting. Doritos just didn't renew the domain and it got taken off the internet, because that's what happens if you don't pay your bills. The whole thing was dropped into obscurity, which kind of makes sense for a paranormal hotel in the middle of nowhere, but it is rather sad that new players will never get to experience this whole little run of a weird online technological game. Hotel really was an excellent product of its time and an apt reflection of how technology can be turned against us so easily. Something interesting to think about after you dumped all your personal details into an online sign-in page. In any case, more horror games or games in general could take inspiration from the way that Hotel 626 was run. Like, instead of having VR headsets and sort of things that we use to fully immerse ourselves into the game can immerse itself in our reality instead, incorporating technology that we already use in daily life. It's really simple to get your phone set up, as I know games like Jackbox already do, so that would be a lot more interesting to see in some spooky titles. For now though, the hotel is closed, the asylum is locked, and only gameplay footage remains. Looks like you're gonna have to get your phone haunted elsewhere, folks. As usual, I've been Ash, and this has been WhatCulture Gaming. Let us know what you think about this sort of video and the game itself in the comments section below. Did you manage to get a stopover stay at Hotel 626? Let me know about it, because I thought it was a really cool game. Full of horror cliches, but a really cool way of utilizing technology and something that could be interesting in other games. So again, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. We'll see you tomorrow, as we're always popping out videos, and thank you for watching.